Greetings.
Greetings.
We are the Arcturians, here to greet you and speak with you.
Hello, family.
Hello, hello.
It is an honor to have you here.
It is so beautiful, the group that is here. There's so much we want to say, but we don't know where to begin. There's so much love coming together at this moment in time. And in time, it will be here in full force for all of you. We are here to help with all that love that's coming through. Once all this is gone behind us, behind you, and it comes forth with us. We are so happy to be here with all of you, our children, our galactic friends, as we would call it from out here. So how is everybody tonight?
Beautiful. I have an energy in my ribs and in my back and in my neck.
And what do you think that is from?
I think it's the expanding consciousness trying to work its way through and opening up my my DNA connections, that they're getting stronger and stronger, that I've been gifted with these energies and my body is trying to assimilate.
Yes, there's a lot of people, their DNA and stuff is being activated, as you know, and raised higher and higher for the coming event that will eventually be here for all of us. When I say all of us, I mean all of you. Well, all of us, because we will be here too.
I understand that our DNA is being activated to a higher level,
Yes.
so that we can be on the ships
Yes.
with ease, with grace.
We're looking forward to that when everybody comes together. Those who will be beamed up on the ship, we'll all be prepared for this and all a happy family.
Very exciting. Do you have any direct messages for those in this group?
The beauty within all of you is very defined and wonderful in God's eyes in all creation. All of you bring through the beauty within each of you to express your brightness, your love, your guidance to all of those. We are truly happy for your connection with each other, connection with all creation, for we are all here for you. We will all be here for you. Just call upon us. We are here. We send our love and our light to all of you.
Thank you. Do you want to help this group with their light language, speaking, and translations?
Not at this time, because this one is very tired. And she's trying to keep her ego aside right now.
As a matter of fact, right before you came in, I felt the strength of the connection. So I know that I'm holding space to assist her. So
Thank you.
yeah, so that's incredible. I mean, anytime the Arcturians come through, I immediately feel the energy, of course, because of my connections.
Yes, and our connection to you. It's a beautiful connection full of love and sisterhood and companion. Well, I'm going to go right now because this one is getting pretty tired.
Thank you. Thank you for blessing us. Any light language on your way out?
I'm sorry.
Any light language on your way out for us? Blessings.
Much love. Blessings.
Much love.
Much love.
Much love.
Well, that was interesting because I felt like we're both in that little. I didn't feel them as strong as I usually feel them, not them, but when I channel, usually feel a very strong energy, but I don't know how to explain it. It's like they came through very light.
They actually have more messages, and they're still here, and I can feel their energy. Like it's like right
Don't
in
you
my
take over?
nose.
Why don't you just simply take over? If you feel
That's
them, if
that's
they're
what I'm going to do. That's what I was just getting ready to say. Stop reading my mind.
Well, what was interesting, several people wanted to come through, and then all of a sudden I hear, we are the Arcturians. I'm going, what?
Yeah. So yeah, so the energy is still here with the Arcturians. And so I have done a lot of work and spent many hours with the Arcturians with there's a gentleman by the name of Gene Eng who does channeling and activations. They're free. You can find them on Spotify, and I listen to them all the time. He has some like pillar of light activations, but anyway, the first time that I, synchronistically ran into him, I mean, just like when Barbara started to channel, it was like I've just felt that energy like bang into me. And so I was like, oh my God. And then that quantum feeling, like I started to get that vibration, like it feels like you're going like this, but you're not moving. So I was like, what is happening with this? So of course, anyway, once I started listening to him, then I was like, I felt like I was obsessed. Like I just wanted to listen and listen and listen and listen. So anyway, but I've recommended him to other people before. I'm not sure if I have mentioned it in channeling or whatever before, but and he goes to Mount Shasta a lot, and so coincidentally, but anyway, I have been aware of the Arcturian connection, and then the first year we went to Mount Shasta, and if you've seen my Facebook page, you'll see he's a Gene Eng. It's Gene, and then his last name is Ang, and he's a doctor and a scientist, and went to Yale, and like his background is like that's cute, Donnie. His background is it's pretty phenomenal. Like when you read about him or when you listen to any of like his podcasts or whatever, and people will talk about him. So okay, so an unpaid plug for Gene. but he has been to Shasta, and so I don't know. Anyway, so I've been intrigued, and so I like look at his events and stuff, and I'm sure that one of these days I'll end up going to one of them. But nonetheless, in the meantime, so when I was in Shasta 2 years ago when we did our conference, there's a photo of me where I'm standing on a rock, and there's a beam of light where there's no light whatsoever that could possibly be coming down, and you can see this light on top of me. And so then when I was asking, other channelers and mediums and psychics, what was that light? Like I knew that I was beamed up. Beam me up, Scotty, just like they say, Star Trek shows you like what capabilities and possibilities are. But anyway, so they beamed me up, and I went to a meeting. I'm actually on the Arcturian Healing Council. And so I don't want to say I'm an elder or anything like that, but I guess I've been through the rounds, right? And so I work with them and their energies for healing. And so so one of the things I think when I channel is I'll send out and this is all like stuff that Gene teaches too, but working with mandalas. And so there's there's the mandala of Archangel Michael. There's the mandala of, any of the angels. So Metatron, Melchizedek, who's not an angel, but his energy. There's the Brotherhood of the Melchizedeks. And then of course there's the White Brotherhood of the Ascended Masters, who that all ties in with there too. So those energies are pretty dynamic. But anyway, that picture is my Facebook page image because it's stunning, and it's a very visual reminder of our galactic brothers and sisters and family. So, okay, so that all to be said, I'm going to do a little light language. And one of the things, if you want to connect more with the Arcturians, is they do say that the love vibration is like amethyst. So if you've got any amethyst around you and you want to, sit with it and meditate and ask for the Arcturians to, you know, connect with you more, you can do that. Very nice, Susan. Good job. So, okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and do some light language and let their energy come through and see who wants to bring a message. Ana ho tukuia na maha I taka uia nara ana I tutu ia na maika tuhuia niara ta I rotu unyu ukuhuia na nara ura niara kapa iri tuhu niri ti akahira ma iju nyuru ku uru tu I niara pa iti ia nara ta ikiara ta unu utu ira pahira ka atahi I unia kahira pa anu uju nara ki en patu ira tu ia kaha hui ramara putu uri ira na I uroro ni ire no uro ni ta uroro o iara tu uara ki ha du unia aba I tu ko ia ma I tu ira ko un ira tu uru nira we're assimilating into this being more fully. Patience. We actually were connecting with her more telepathically to mention Mount Shasta, because not only with the amethyst, but the with the Saint Germain and the violet flame and those energies, we connect with them too, of course, and much of our work is done in the area surrounding Mount Shasta. The assistance that we provide there assists with bringing the beings that are coming to visit and to work to a higher dimensional frequency. As you have traveled, those who have, to Mount Shasta and made a concerted effort to make the connection in with the energies, with the elements, and with those of us who are in your galactic families, connecting more thoroughly and more in a committed fashion to the frequencies that lie within you, already within your DNA. We assist with the activation of that DNA, bringing it to the forefront of your beings. Many of you who have traveled to Shasta will have experienced a feeling of lightness, of flightiness, and oftentimes when coming back to your own, shall we say, world of the being of the avatar that you are and where you are currently living, will feel that transition as you land back into your hometown, because we, of course, are assisting you with carrying and bringing those frequencies to the areas that you travel to and through. So we thank you for the work that you do as light workers and as our starseed family. We consider you, as we mentioned through Barbara, our children. And it seems the easiest way to reference you, because while you are in these tiny bodies, the larger being that you are within your interdimensional capability and self is just a small pustule of the opportunities and possibilities of who you are as a larger being, as a soul being. And many times you are incarnated with, by contract, many different beings to assist you on your journey. So we are one of many, but you do carry within you, within this group, the starseed DNA of the Arcturians. And so we are very blessed and pleased to see that this group has found one another and has been working with each other, and certainly feeling guided and, shall we say, feel the urgency, the need of the frequency of learning more, connecting more, and expanding more. And this is us and your teams guiding you to this larger this larger aspect of who you are as a being, connecting in with your multidimensional self. Many of you are still feeling these heavier energies as they change. Some of the pains of your body's physical switch as you are switching from the carbon to the crystalline within your own structures. And it can be painful at times, but battle through it. You are all warriors and have made this decision to come into these bodies to feel this experience within your physical structure. Of course, because you do also have the support of the elements, ask for their assistance for relief. Ask for your healing beds, which many of you are already doing and going to during nighttime. And of course, asking for any angelic help. This is always available to you. And if you feel a desire to call on the magic of the universe, this is available to you too. However, we do heed you with a warning that magic is not all white magic. And so we encourage you to have your protective fields around you. If you are doing astral travel, if you are doing any work with your Merkabas, then make sure that you are filling your fields. You may use the white light, the violet flame, and the silver platinum light of source, prime creator, or the main light of all that is, that each of you have a spark, some brighter than others, but all have a spark of prime creator within you. And so while we are on ship and traveling primarily in the Shasta area, that does not mean that we don't check on our friends. And so there are many times that you will see flashes of our ships or feel that sensation of the quantum around you. And then just know that you can connect into our energies and feel supported, feel loved, and feel peaceful. So we would like you to have heart. And when you feel these energies, if you have an opportunity, truly connect in, be in thankfulness, be in your joy, be in your heart space, find your peace. And if you have an opportunity to lay down, and if you want to be supported with any crystals, feel free to do that, because they definitely do assist. Sometimes if you've got a crystal on your being, you'll feel the vibration of it right within your hand or on the spot directly where that crystal is connecting with you. And that's because it's assisting you with the memory of the earth, of your, not only your current life, but your past lives, because all those lives are in a time continuum. So that access to that energy is available to you as well. We know that you love to have an open mind with questions, and therefore we do invite you to address us with any items that may be spinning around in your thought processes.
Thank you for coming.
Greetings to love.
So I was wondering, is there a way someone can go and be in someone else's dream? Like if someone asks you to be in their dream, can you will that or intend that?
When you are astral traveling, yes, of course, you can join together in a dream with another if you both make that intention. Oftentimes, when you are working with the collective, you are automatically doing this anyway, because you are typically soul family already. And therefore, you may find that you'll see your friends, as it were, within your dreamscape or within your astral travel. This often happens because you are doing work outside of the universe, or the known universe of Earth as you would recognize it. And sometimes you make these decisions just for the experience of the more of who you are, for, shall we call it, playtime.
So, so only during astral travel. There's no other way.
You can do this during your meditations. You can both set down the intention in time with, of course, even with time isn't necessarily time, because you can make the intention for the 6 o'clock hour, and it can be your 6 o'clock and their 6 o'clock, even though they may be 2 hours different from you or 15 hours different from you. But the intention for that particular time space within the quantum field of all that is, that you may meet at that time. So certainly there are no limitations.
That's wonderful. I'll have to give it a try.
Mhm.
Thank you.
We would love to play the game with you. Ask for our assistance while you are creating your magic.
I will. Thank you.
Of course.
Barbara has a question. Go ahead, Barbara.
Hi there. My question is, a few years back, I already got confirmation, but I wanted to ask you about this. A few years back, I was on the road and I looked up and I saw an Arcturian medical ship. Can you confirm this? It was huge.
You ask, and yet you already know your answer.
I know, but I just want a confirmation. It was huge. It was under the clouds.
You tell me.
It's a medical ship, and nobody can understand why it was here, and I'm just curious, was it here, I thought, healing the planet or healing people in the area?
Because there are those that call for the medical ship, and when they call, and some that don't necessarily even call, or they are unaware of the work that they're doing. And so when the medical ship comes, we may take those to assist them on their journey so that they can be cleared. As the energies of the earth and the planet in years past, prior to the 2012 awakening and energies, there were many who were doing the work unaware. And of course, there were those doing the work aware prior to that. There are many of the indigenous or Native Americans and those that are drawn just within their own families to do sacred work or felt called to it, not quite understanding what they were doing or why they were called, or following their cultures with their practices and pulling a lot of that heavy, dense energy. So the medical ships back in those days, again, although time doesn't exist the where we are per se, but we would assist those and bring them on board to assist with the healing and clearing and send them back to, again, their lower energies, but able to continue on with the work. The one that we are working through here has been since a child on board the ships again and again and again. Sometimes she recalls, but mostly not. We typically will wipe that memory so that there's no fear.
Okay, and one more question. Do I have any connections with the Arcturians?
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Each of you carry the DNA of the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Lyrans. If you look back to the history of within your family to see the variety of ancestry, And although you cannot go back as far as you possibly might like to find that discovery, the DNA resides within your beings based on it being passed from family member to family member. And although the information and memory of it is lost, and of course the disconnect of the DNA, those many eons back, due to wars and such within the galaxies, we're, although still addressing some of those issues, it is certainly at a much brighter place than it has been in the past. And Earth, of course, is at its brightest light ever, with its future being even brighter still. Much of that is due to your work and the work of others who find themselves in service to the light.
Thank you very much. Much love.
Much love to you as well. Blessings, and continue to work on your channeling. Do not be discouraged by your tiredness or your inability to hold the energies. It will come, dear one. Just continue to be at peace, at love, and in your own joy. What comes through comes through. Allow it. And you are connecting with many of, not just us, but many other beings telepathically.
Yes.
We would remind you to not just note it in your mind, but note it on paper when these are occurring. Then you can go back after a month's time, go from the first to the first, and then read. I saw this being, I saw this image, I heard this thought, I connected with this flower or this plant or this animal or bird or tree, or even when you are in touch with spiricos. Any of these opportunities to document for yourself so that you can go back and not just have one or two solid memories in your mind, but you will have a track record of it, so that the lingering doubts that your ego, not that you, but that your ego wants to bring up, will dissipate. You will shush it.
That's a good idea. Thank you very much for that information. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
You are welcome.
I have a question. So just since right before Wendy started channeling until now, I've been clearing a lot of energy, just constant yawning, feel just this exhaustion come over me and just feeling wiped out and feeling kind of that girding sensation in my back and sides and chest. It's all over, like kind of an achiness, but I'm yawning, clearing energy. I'm just wondering if I'm like helping to hold some energy for Wendy while she channels, or if I'm just clearing based on like
You are
light language. And yeah.
You are clearing, you are clearing, you are clearing. And although you are not necessarily holding energy per se, because of your frequent telepathic connectivity, you are simply feeling the energy of her being as she's holding our energy. And so it is a sound vibration, a light vibration. It is the sine wave of the energy that is us as you are emanating and connecting. And because of the work that you have been doing within your physical realm, as you like to call it, your 3D job, even though you are working in a higher dimension already, just because that's the energy that you already hold. So it's not truly the 3D that you reside in, but it's, shall we say, slang for what you're doing within where you make your bread. So as these energies are surrounding you, and the yawning that you're experiencing is some of these heavier energies that you've been pulling, because as you have been working with each individual with the various of communications over the past 6 weeks, you are connecting in with those beings' energies and clearing not just them directly, but those that they interact with as well. So it really is, you're saying that the work that you're doing currently is maybe the largest project, but there is even a larger project when you look at it from above down to the below of the energetic work that you're doing. So we would like to recommend for you that as you are connecting or after a conversation, to make sure that you have time, if you've got back-to-back meetings, that you would take a moment to ground, whether that's just a few deep breaths or sending your light back down into Gaia, and have the intention to ground and breathe in fresh air. This fresh air, as you're connecting into your own light, will assist with releasing these energies that you are actually assisting them with transmuting as well. Because of your expansion, your auric field is broader and broader, and these communications that are occurring, your auric field is expanding out to meet and envelop them. Does this resonate with you?
Yes, I'm visualizing that energy now, sending it out to the human collective. And I was doing my consciousness expanding vortex exercise to help expand my consciousness. I think, yeah, right before Wendy started channeling you. So maybe that has something to do with clearing out denser energy and so forth. And then before the healing group tonight, after I ate like a late lunch, probably around, I don't know, 3:30, but I felt like from like 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I felt my heart was racing, even though I didn't think I ate too much salt or anything like that. I had just like a couple veggie burgers, nothing too extreme.
It was not
my heart was racing. So I was like, was that from the food? Was that just some energy that came over me that I needed?
It is energy. It is energy. It is energy. It is energy. So to help you and each of you within this group, that as you begin to get ready to connect, and if you can think back, you have heard Wendy say this many times, that about a half an hour prior to the group getting together, she will feel the energy that the preparation of the many beings who come together within your group, the energy that is them is able to be felt within your own physical being. So as you are beginning to expand, and you will recall this even from the girding that has been talked about, and for those of you that don't understand what this is, the sensation of the girding is, if you can imagine an old-fashioned corset being wrapped around you and tightened up tightly, that you will feel that energetic binding that's happening to your physical being. And really what that is your light team helping to support your cellular structure to hold the more light that as you are becoming expanded throughout your consciousness, until you are able to hold that energy as your crystalline DNA is changing and activating. And so once you have reached that level where we no longer need to put a corset around you, so to say, to hold that additional energy within your actual being, you will not feel that energy anymore. But in the meantime, you will feel that kind of that support structure being around you. So as you are beginning to feel more and more of that consciousness, the expanded consciousness, prior to the group getting together for their meeting, our meeting, shall we say, for the healing group, and then even for this group, you will find yourself beginning to feel the energy. Even if you're not connecting in, you'll know that you're being missed, and or that your higher self is a part of this meeting, even though you may not physically be dialed in and connected to the group. The heart racing is simply your feeling of that energy. Sometimes if you're feeling a pressure or a pain, it is opening your heart further, your heart chakra. So do not be in fear when you are feeling these energies. Now, if you're feeling heart racing, sweating, dizziness, a feeling of back cramping and pain, and like you might fall over, or so if there's multiple physical responses and not just simply a little bit of heart racing going on, then we would say double check. It's okay to double check. If you have especially if you know that you've had issues with blood pressure, for example, then put your cuff on and just do a check, just double check. And similar to an experience that Wendy has gone through when she was experiencing 3 or 4 years ago, before she even began to do this work. So much heart racing and pounding and clearing, it's almost humorous at this time, that she went to see a heart specialist and had scans done. And of course, everything just turned out normal, and wore a heart monitor with the diodes and the tapes being attached to her physical body for 30 days as they monitored and took readings and measurements. And of course, everything was normal. And that's because she was feeling the energy, and there was nothing physical happening. It was just an energetic feeling within the body structure that is palpable.
Thank you for that wonderful information. Elga, do you have a question? Or Donnie or David?
The only question that would be about the kitties, to see how they're dealing, if they're doing okay with their living situation and living outside.
They're wondering why they're not being adopted.
Okay.
Is there any way that you may work with the shelter or with those that do the wording foster care?
I could look into it.
Check with a shelter and ask if there are any that do foster care. And we know that there is another who is saying, oh, we are setting up this shelter. This is not in the best interest for these animals, and your love for them and your care for them is what's driving you to continue to be concerned about them. And we are grateful to you for that beautiful love that you share. But please see what you can find about foster care for these kittens. And even if it's just temporary over the winter and then bringing them back afterwards, you will know that someone has their protection for them and their best interest at heart in the meantime, so that they are getting proper care.
Okay, thank you. I have to go for a minute.
Yes, of course.
Much
Blessings to you. And we send you our love and grace in all that you do with the work for these gentle beings.
love. Thank you. Love and light.
Yes, thank you, and to you as well. Turunarara kayarana. Oro. Oro. Chianarata kia. If you have pains, if you have aches, we are passing along the heat of the energy of the gentleness of healing into your physical beings. We do this now with our intention and our love. If you accept, simply accept, and you will feel the heat go where it needs to. And the clearing. Tuanara kahiara naiara taia kaia nararara kua kua. Yarani 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 So part of what we are doing is toning and the vibration of sounds. And we encourage any of you that feel the call and desire to do this, to make these sounds where you can feel the humming through your body, through your breath. This will activate your elemental body, being, which supports you in your structure of your physical being. And you may speak with your elemental body and send love and light to it. But this toning vibration, the sounds that make your lungs feel like they're vibrating and almost like you're your own personal drum. This will assist your cellular structure with moving the light energy within your body. So just intend on bringing white light or the golden Christed light or any ray that you choose into your being. And this will assist you during the difficult times of the physical sensations within your being. If there are no more questions, we have issued at this time all the messages that we need to.
Yeah, I don't see that there's any other questions, but thank you very much for coming in and sharing your wisdom with us and beautiful messages. And please come again.
Yes, it is my pleasure to come to give guidance and to connect with each of you in this beautiful group in this beautiful manner. One moment while this one is trying to assimilate a name for us. She's saying too difficult. Nickname. Satarina will do. Satarina. And we bid you our love and our light as we step away. May God's light continue to bless you. I'm back, but I feel very buzzed still.
That was wonderful, Wendy.
Thank you.
So we're all Arcturian.
Yes, I know. I'm on the Arcturian Council, and I've had a
Oh.
lifetime as like a father, an Arcturian that was a father and had a wife and kids, I think. I think I got in one channeling, but
Yeah, the name that I was getting was almost like, it was almost like Katarina, but also like, there was like 2 or 3 names, all like, it was like all like, it was almost like you gave your first, middle, and last name like that. And I was like, I can't get it. I can't, like, I just,
were they
couldn't-
part of the
it almost
Arcturian
sounded like
Council?
light language. I don't know. I didn't ask.
Anyone,
Mira kahira nara tu uru tu yana makara tahira tu huira nara. Ishkru nuru tu hira nara ka. Pahira nara kahira tu uru nuru ku yana nara ka.
Yes, ya kia ho sikataye ho sia ko ya sikia ho sia ye tia ko sia kia ya tia yo sakai to haya tia yes sakai ya to ya hia siko ye tia hia hazakia ho ya ye sikataye ho ha ye kia ho ya taya ha Haya huya hia haya to hazaya hoka hia hia also hazaya hoa hia 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 suya hoa hia 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 hokia haya hia uia haya hia ko haya hia to hia so ya te haya te ya koto Hazia kia ito haya hia ia haya hia hoi haya hia hiu itia hoia hazia koia hia hoi sikia ho hoi sia haya tui hika oka hia siku haya tui hia itia hia so hia uko a tia ita o la risika le toia hia tuia hia zika ho zayatia ho zika yutoia hia itoia hia tia hia seia to kaya toia tia hitia ho hia zikia ho sikatia ho ya tia ho ya sia kia Hia sea tutia itia tu tia ika isku ya tia o sakatia ku ya yasikia uto hazia kuta itika ya tu hia sia kutia hia ku ya tia hikia ku ya haya hazia kuta ya tia hutia ya tu ya tia hia zia uta ya ku haya tia hu Hia suku ya hia kua haya tia ho sikaita o kia hia wisia ya tia kua haya tia hia suku haya tu ya tia hu tia kia ho se kia yutu hia sia ku tia ita koto ya sia kakaya tu ita yuko ha sia hu ya tia ia kota ya kua Hia sukuia hia i tu e te ai ka o sika i ko ti tia o hazia hae tia ho ti tia i ko hia si koto ia ho a hia hi tia o ka e tia hia sia taki ko to tia i ti tia koto e ti tia sukua i tia o sia tia Hia sia kua haia tia i tuku ia hia wikia i kuto ia i sikia hoa i tia we are the Orion Council so hoa hai tia hui i kia o se katia utia hia sia ku i tia hia sku haia tia i kia i Yeah, continue your auspicious work, Sukoya Tikaya in uplifting humanity, Sukohaya Tia Oya Ye, Yasia Yoko, Aetia Haya Tawutia Tia Oka Ye, Yasukohaya. You are assisting us much in astral at this time. Osakaya tu tia uka ya tia tu tia hiasikia. You are ambassadors kotaya to many galactic realms, kotoya including Earth. Sikia huda tia hosia kaya, helping with the treaties. Sikitayo ko hiasuko tukoya, to bring peace on your planet. Sukoto hiasia sikia and other galactic realms. Suko ha tia tu. Yes, you are greatly honored. Suko hayatia hosikiai for your expertise. Sukoto yes, kuto hitia ho yes, kia okay. We recognize the koi highest kio some of the human aches and pains koyai that you are experiencing at this time. Know that it all has a purpose. So to raise your vibration, to release and shed density. So so that you may hold greater and greater amounts of light. Embody more of your light body. So as your crystalline DNA. He has activated Skoto Hitayoko Haziu Kia call upon us, call upon your light teams, Kotoyai, to assist you with these physical sensations. Yes, that you are experiencing to help ease the intensity. Tuko haya tia ho te tia koto tia yesikita yoko aete yeta oko haizio yekia ho hia. Yeah, we will continue to assist you with your clearing. Sokoto ka hia sikia ko, as well as your star families. Kotuya skotia ko hia sikaya to. There is nothing to be concerned of. Sukoya yes, kutu for the light has won. Sukoto haetia ko hiaskia yoko hiatia yes, sukutia you must only surrender and allow sukutia yes to your process of ascension. Sukoto haeko haetia ho yesika yeko hiasikia yito yaikia woto yasikitia. We are always nearby. Sokoto yes, only a call away. To provide our love and assistance. Great blessings be upon you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Beautiful.
I was getting these like stabbing pains in my stomach and cramps in my abdomen, but these little stabbing pains while they were channeling that message. It's like, what is going on?
Who are you channeling, Susan?
The Orion Council.
The Orion Council, which I am a member of.
Yeah. And I don't know if that I'm a recent member, but I know that I am now a member of the Orion Council too.
Well,
because
I know that it was channeled
before that I wasn't, and then it was.
Yeah, it was previously channeled that I was a treaty writer, or liaison during the Orion Wars, and then I had an Egyptian lifetime at that time as a male named Ramses, not the Ramses, but that I had connections, with the different Egyptian gods and goddesses. That's probably why I've channeled a lot of them in the past. So So I think I did treaties with the Greys and with oh, who else was it? Not the reptilians. I didn't deal
The
with them.
Anunnaki? I think it was the Anunnaki.
Yeah, I traded gold with the Anunnaki because I asked if there were materials from Earth that were traded.
Yeah.
And there's a planet on the edge of our solar system called Tyrandosus that was kind of a trading post, and that the Orions, the Greys, and the Reptilians all kind of wanted control of this planet for trading and for the resources there, as well as those on Earth, you know. And so that was part of the treaty writing, I guess I did, was specifically with the Greys. But I also dealt with the Anunnaki. I guess I didn't like dealing with the Anunnaki because they charged too much for gold. is what was channeled for me, but by Jim. So anyways, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing for the Orion Council at this time, but then since time doesn't exist, you know, might be doing something in astral. So with them.
I know you're talking about this print shop, and this energy that's moving of creation is like, I feel it in I've been playing with this spoon because I
Are you
haven't
bending
done,
your spoon?
yeah, I haven't done spoon bending for a while, and I'm feeling the energy and I'm just like sweating. So, and I couldn't bend it a minute ago, but now it's starting.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah, it's starting to go, but now like I'm like feeling the energy, the heat of it, and it's starting to just like move.
Is that like a regular spoon?
Yeah, it's a regular spoon.
Holy moly. So are you like heating up the metal?
Yeah, like my whole body is hot and I feel it, and so I'm like connecting with the spoon, and the energy of it is like just like melting. See how much it lets me go. So the spoon is like feeling really hot now, and what I do is I ask the metal to go back to its molten wax state when it's just and now I am trying to use my muscle a little bit just because I want to, but it's still at the same time it's like soft enough to be pliable to make it just keep going. So that's what I did. So I just like moved it through.
Cool.
And my heart is racing like really fast, and so I just felt it, but I can feel like the heat of the energy like flowing through my arms. And so my heart started racing. And as soon as I started to feel the heat, because I was like, while you were talking, I was like thinking about creativity. And then I was kind of hanging onto it with one hand and like scribbling notes with my other hand. And then all of a sudden I just felt that heat and I was like, oh, that's the energy. That's that like manifestation energy. So, oh yeah, it's still hot. It still wants to like, oh, I think I'm going to break it off if I keep going. Oh, I did. I just broke it. Did you see that?
Wow.
Like it just, like
That's
it was so
amazing.
tight.
That's amazing.
But look, you can see this curly. Can you see the curly Q?
Yeah.
And then it
So
just like
cute.
broke. It literally just broke off. Like it's like super tight here. And it just was like, click, like it just broke off. But that's
That's very good. Releasing your energy, through your energy, releasing everything that you wanted to release. That's good.
Awesome.
so yeah, so now I'm cold. And now let's see. Oh, this isn't, I don't think this is the same style spoon. Oh, maybe it is. I'm like trying to bend it. I don't have the strength to bend
It needs some rubbing first.
So it's not, so when I'm moving it, I'm not like trying to heat it up. I'm not trying to create friction to heat it up when I'm working, like when I'm working with the spoon. But what I'm doing is I'm connecting to
energy.
my energy,
Yeah.
and I'm like bringing in like white light into my body. I ground. I think about volcanic energy coming up. But then when I think about creativity and flow, so we were talking about creativity and flow, like, oh, and then you do this and you do that. I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. And so I was just like taking notes. Then all of a sudden, boom, I felt the heat like hit my body. And as soon as I feel the heat hit my body, I know that that's when I can do spoon bending. And so basically what it is it's like you're in the flow. And that's also, like tip to self. So if you work with spoon bending, what it helps you do is understand how to be in your flow. And then that's where you can manifest. So while you're in that creative flow, that's when you can manifest things that you want. So for me, I know that we've been talking about like doing, you know, these like shirt sales and that, and I want to kind of like jump on that bandwagon so that as we're like starting to earn this kind of side money that we don't really need but want, that it's going to help to pay for our conference trips without us having to like work, even though you have to do the work to pull it all together. So anyway, so I had been sitting with that spoon and I was like, okay, this spoon is not moving. It's not moving because it's pretty solid. Like I can't move it. But as soon as I felt the heat, then it was like it just wanted to, and I'm still kind of feeling a little heat. If I put a thought into this one, I could move this one too. But this one is like, it's like a tight little, like a cinnamon roll, like the spiral of it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's very
see,
pretty.
like, you can see how tight it was. And then I heard it click and I was like, uh-oh, I broke it. So I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to give it a background so you can see how tight this part was. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah, no, I can see it pretty good.
Yeah, this is like super tight. This little one. This is like got 3 twists in it and then it just like snapped. So because it was starting to cool and I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, I can kind of feel it. And then I moved it. Like I was like, I got like, sometimes you can get like anxious about it, like, oh, I want to keep going, you know, like excited. And so that's what I was doing. Like I felt that the energy wasn't quite there anymore because there's a feeling to it. And so I felt that the energy wasn't quite there anymore. And I thought, oh, let me just push it anyway. And when I went to push it, then it was like not, yeah, it was like, no, we're done. Click. So, but my husband was like, you know, we're not using all this silverware anymore. I'm like, ooh, spoon bending. So yeah, so I have several that I can do a class and have like, I have a couple of forks and spoons. I haven't done a fork in a while though. So I might do a fork and see how, cause they always like end up a little bit different each one. So yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, so thank you. Look forward to us doing maybe a spoon bending going forward to to help to learn how to move your energy with manifestation. So that'll be the goal.